no good mic because I'm walking. Maybe I'll do that in the future, like a news correspondent. I'll carry the mic with me. I'll look a little silly. Something I mentioned in the last video, and I wanted to talk about it while it was fresh on my mind, was how the witnesses weaponize every relationship, every family relationship. I talked about this in relationship and dating and courtship, but to get married, you need to be spiritual, which means service time, which means that you have titles and positions. So pioneer is good, ministerial servant better, both is better, elder very good. So if you want to not be alone, if you want to ever have sex, you need to play along with the rules enough that you can be labeled as a spiritual brother. And the same goes to an extent for women. The requirements are different, and this week, the week of ending in April 18th, the Watchtower study was about how women need to be submissive. So instead of you being outgoing and like doing work for the congregation as a man, as a woman, you're being quiet. Being a pioneer, though, is a big bonus. Participating in the ministry school, and above all of this is the approval of the elders. So, because the elders can discourage, or encourage if they're playing matchmaker, but discourage relationships from continuing, being liked by the elders, so following the rules but also being, playing along with the role of the elders is important in you dating, getting married, not being alone. Now, once you're married, there's slightly different pressure, but as a husband and as a father, you are tasked with being the spiritual head. You need to be in charge, because to not be in charge, to allow your wife to, take initiative on things, is to, be emasculated. You are not, exercising your headship, your God-given authority to be in charge. So you are either, you are encouraged by the subconscious emasculation of doing otherwise, to be a driving force in the indoctrination of your family. And likewise, the pressure is a little bit different and a little bit less explicit on women. I don't know if this is intended, it may be. But as a woman, you can't really rank up in the organization. You can become a pioneer. You can go to the evangelizer school. But that's it, really. So if you want position, if you want status, to do that, you need to have a husband that has status. Your husband needs to be an elder, a ministerial servant, circuit overseer, be giving parts on the assemblies, whatever. And then you, as the wife, rise in status in the congregation. So there's a drive there for the wife to push her husband to do more, to reach out for more. And as a wife, you are also, again, encouraged to be submissive, but there's less pressure put there besides to just stay in line. Then as parents, you are taught that your primary goal as parents is to raise another generation of witnesses. if it's not full-time service, which is for everybody is guilted into that, but that's not a relationship thing. But your role as parents is redefined from doing a good job raising your kids to making sure your kids become witnesses. That is the new definition of doing a good job of raising your children. Well-raised children equals witness children. So that natural drive to want the best for your kids, to put pressure on them, to try to, influence them in the way that you think is the most beneficial, is now turned to trying to make them to be witnesses. And the reverse is also true. Not having children that do not become witnesses is seen as a failure on your part. And this is obvious because if you have a child living at home, you lose your privileges as an elder. You will be removed as an elder if one of your kids misbehaves. So how else can you take that? But your kids' failures are your failures. You are judged on your kids, as that is your responsibility to raise them to be a good witness. So now you have pressure from both wanting to do the best and the fear of failure, the fear and shame of failing your children. The weakest, I think, pressure for relationships is with children. Because at the other levels and the other stages of relationships, there's some measure of responsibility or autonomy, like you are seeking a goal. And to meet that goal, the goal that's been redefined by the Watchtower Society, you have to play by their rules. And kids, the most pressure that they get is you need to be obedient to your parents because this means your life. That's the most pressure that you get. I guess also not wanting to let your parents down, to disappoint them. That's fairly universal at all levels, though. You don't want to. Who wants to let their friends or family down? That's not a good feeling. So, kids get probably the least effective form of family pressure because they are just along for the ride. You gotta show up. And I think that is why younger baptism is so effective. Because if you wait, there's less consequences for them leaving. Oh, I'm a teenager and I want to date. Well, I can't get this fellowship because I'm not baptized. So, okay, why not? If you have them baptized earlier, then now you have consequences. Where without that baptism, the consequences are much less because a lot of witnesses will ignore the same behavior for a non-baptized person. They'll hang out with them. But if you are doing the exact same thing but then also disfellowshipped or disassociated, won't talk to you because the labels matter. They look for loopholes. So having the kids get baptized early helps lock them in because now you are somewhat trapped. If you want to leave or date someone who is not a witness, there are consequences. The same goes, it's kind of a prisoner's dilemma. If you can get the person to get married and they only marry another witness, now they're kind of trapped because to leave now means not just to leave your family, but to break up a relationship, to divorce, maybe, because not everyone can wake up their spouse or their girlfriend or fiance or whatever. So they marry young and now they're trapped because if they wake up, oh shoot, I'm going to lose my wife along with everybody else. Oh shoot, I'm going to have to worry about custody proceedings, something I never thought I'd have to think about. So, baptized young, locks them in. Married young, locks them in. And then after that, all of those normal family and marital relationships are redefined and redirected as a means to keep the witnesses from leaving. Each tie that you have to cut has been redefined to cause it as difficult as possible to leave, or to question, or to step outside. So once you have that family unit, it's self-reinforcing. One thing I did just think of, the kids are weaponized in that they are taught to shun non-believers. And because they are, they're good little, kids are, before you hit your teen years, you might be you want to go along with the rules and do things like you're supposed to. And so you're going to shun. You're going to shun your own dad, maybe. You're going to shun your own siblings to, try and save them from eternal destruction. So there's that threat. So if I leave, I might lose everybody. Wherever you are in life and within the family structure. So that's gross. But once you see how things work, you can see how people are being taken advantage of. And also how to act like a normal person and have normal relationships, have healthy relationships with spouses and siblings and children and parents and so forth. So, it's a healing process, slowly undoing the extensive effort of the cult. It really doesn't take that much, though. It's surprising, because I've been awake for less than 2 years, and I was in for over 30 years. So over 30 years of programming, over 30 years of, including childhood, like the most formative years, and all of that can be undone in an incredibly short period of time. Not all of it, I shouldn't say that, but the large personality control aspects can be undone incredibly quickly once you wake up. You saw me cross-dressing in my memorial video, and I like painting my nails, and I'm an atheist and have queer friends. That's unthinkable as a believing witness. That's wild stuff. And now that's cool. This is fun. I like these people. I like doing this stuff. The control for how much effort they put into it crumbles so quickly once you start to question it and once you start to apply critical thinking. So that's all I've got. It's very windy. I hope that it's not too windy. Let's do a quick pan because it's a beautiful day. Look at that. That's beautiful. Look at that beautiful lake. I want to go for a swim, but I can't because I might drown. That's not safe to do. Also, I'm at work, so inappropriate time. Anyway, I'm going to put my phone away so I don't drop it into the lake like I did my glasses last week. Have a great day. I hope that you can go for a swim. Might be a little cold, still April. But anyway, have a great day, and I will see you next time.